It's early morning in the Philippines, and I'm on a long, dusty road headed far from the city. The car shakes over unpaved ground, and outside the window, endless rice fields stretch under the bright sun. Kids in white and blue uniforms walk barefoot along the road, laughing, waving at me as I pass by. Today, I'm not visiting a tourist spot or a big university. I'm going to a small public school in the countryside, a place where teachers work with what little they have, but somehow still give everything they can. When I finally arrive, the school is small, only a few classrooms made of wood and metal sheets. The paint on the walls is fading and the blackboard looks older than me. But the moment I step out of the car, I'm greeted by the sound of laughter. Children run up, shouting, "Hello, teacher!" And one girl hands me a small flower. I can't help but smile. The teachers come out, shaking my hand warmly. "Welcome, Sir Danny. Today, you'll be one of us." It's my first time being called teacher. I take a deep breath, feeling both nervous and excited. The air smells like chalk and hope. The classroom is small, maybe half the size of the ones I knew in Korea. Wooden desks lined up tightly, ceiling fans spinning slowly, and sunlight cutting through open windows. There's no air conditioner, no smartboard, no fancy posters, only a blackboard covered in chalk dust, and pure curiosity shining in the students' eyes. The teacher introduces me. "Class, this is Teacher Danny from Korea." The kids clap and cheer like I'm a celebrity. One boy shouts, "Annyeonghaseyo!" and the whole class bursts into laughter. The energy is contagious. I start with a simple English lesson, colors, greetings, and a few Korean words. "Repeat after me, Blue." "Blue," they shout back in perfect unison. Then I add, in Korean, "Parangsaeg." They try to pronounce it, giggling every time they miss a syllable. We draw, sing, and play a small quiz game. They're not shy at all. When I ask, "What do you want to be in the future?" hands shoot up. "Teacher, doctor, pilot." And one small voice says, "I want to be happy." That one sentence stays with me. Between lessons, I help hand out notebooks and pencils. Some are worn out, others shared between two students. But not one child complains. Every smile feels like a thank you. As the class ends, they crowd around me, taking pictures and asking how to say their names in Korean. Their laughter echoes down the hallway. Before leaving, the main teacher whispers, "They don't get visitors often. You made their week." I smile, realizing that maybe they've taught me more than I've taught them. During lunch break, I sit with one of the teachers under the shade of a mango tree. Her name is Ms. Liza, and she's been teaching here for 14 years. She pours me a cup of coffee from a metal thermos and laughs, saying, "We don't have Starbucks here, only strong local coffee." I ask her what it's like teaching in this rural school. She pauses for a moment, looking at the children playing in the field. "It's not easy," she says softly. "We have limited books, old chairs, and sometimes no electricity when it rains. But the kids, they still come every day, smiling. That's why we stay." Another teacher joins us. He adds, "Many of our students walk more than an hour from home. Some skip breakfast. But when they arrive, they're always ready to learn. How can we complain when they try so hard?" I look at their simple classroom again, cracked walls, fading posters, chalk-stained desks. And yet there's a deep sense of pride in their voices. This isn't just a job. It's devotion. "Ms. Liza continues, "We're not just teaching math or English. We're teaching hope. We tell them that education can open doors even if those doors take time to build." Her words hit me harder than any lesson. In big cities, education often feels like competition. Here, it feels like survival and faith. As we finish talking, the school bell rings. The teachers smile, stand up, and walk back to class without hesitation. The sun is hot, but their steps are light. Before leaving, she turns and says, "If one student remembers my lessons, even years later, that's enough." And I realize that's what true teaching looks like. It's lunchtime, and the schoolyard turns into a small picnic ground. There's no cafeteria here, just wooden benches, plastic containers, and a lot of laughter. Kids sit in groups under trees, opening their lunch boxes. Some have rice and dried fish, others a banana or a few biscuits. A little boy beside me offers half of his rice. Teacher, share? I hesitate, then smile and nod. We eat together, sharing what little there is, and somehow it feels like a feast. One teacher passes around a pot of soup she brought from home. Everyone gets a small cup. There's no hierarchy, no separation. Teachers and students eat together like one family. The food is simple, but the joy is pure. After lunch, the children rush to the field. Some start a basketball game with a worn-out ball, others jump rope with old strings. The air fills with laughter and dust. I join them, dribbling awkwardly, missing every shot, but earning applause anyway. A girl grabs my sleeve and says, "Teacher Danny, take picture." We pose with bright smiles, the kind you can't fake. For a moment, time feels still. No poverty, no comparison, just happiness. As the sun climbs higher, teachers sit in the shade, fanning themselves and watching the kids play. One of them says softly, "We may not have much, but our children are rich in joy." I look around and realize she's right. The walls might be cracked, but the spirit here is whole. The lesson of the day isn't written on the blackboard, it's written in these smiles. The final bell rings, and the children line up to say goodbye. Some wave shyly, others run to hug me. Their uniforms are wrinkled, their shoes dusty, but their smiles bright as sunlight. As the teachers gather their materials and close the classrooms, I walk slowly through the schoolyard. The afternoon light falls across the old blackboards, and the sound of laughter fades into the distance. I came here thinking I would teach English, maybe share a bit about Korea, maybe inspire them. But somewhere between the lessons, the games, and the shared rice, something shifted. They were the ones teaching me about gratitude, resilience, and joy. These kids study without tablets, projectors, or even reliable power. Yet, they show more focus and curiosity than many students I've met in bigger cities. They don't just learn, they want to learn. And their teachers, who work with so little, still give everything they have. That kind of dedication humbles me. One of the teachers, Ms. Liza, waves from her doorway and says, "Thank you for showing the kids that their dreams matter." But really, it's me who should be thanking them. They reminded me that education is not just about lessons or grades. It's about hope. As the sun sets behind the palm trees, I take one last look at the school. The building may be small, the paint may be faded, but what happens inside those walls is something powerful, something that can change a life. On the drive back, I replay the day in my head. The laughter, the voices, the sound of chalk on the board. I realize I didn't just visit a school, I visited the heart of what learning truly means. Today, I wasn't the teacher. I was the student,